In this second case, we're looking at a more difficult case of finding unknown sides. In this particular example, we have an unknown on the hypotenuse, and this will always lead to this more difficult case. If you haven't stopped and had a go at it already, pause the video, see if you can work out what the value of h should be. For my solution, I'm going to start this in exactly the same way as I did the last one. We have some angle here that we're working in relation to. In this particular case, we have the side opposite the known angle. Okay, so this is going to be my opposite side. Again, I am trying to find the hypotenuse, so the two sides involved in this question are the opposite side and the hypotenuse, and that is my sine ratio. So I need to know what sine of this angle is going to be. Okay, once again, we need a calculator to do this. 32.67 degrees, and find sine of that number. And it's a little over a half. It's 0.540. Okay, in this particular case, I have to round up the 9 because there's 7. That rounds the 9 up to 10. So I have to have a 0 here, and I'll change the 3 to a 4. Okay, so 0.534 if I round that correctly. So let's again remember what this is telling us. Sine is the ratio of the opposites of the hypotenuse. It means if I take this number, 5.29, and divide it by h, the answer is this guy. So 5.29 divided by h has to be 0.540. Now this particular case is a more difficult equation to solve. A lot of teachers will teach their students that to solve this thing, you just remember that, oh, if the h is on the bottom, then what I do to work out h is do this thing divided by 0.540. That's correct. Okay, that's a correct thing to do, but I want you to understand why you can just do that. So I'm going to step through the logic of this, and then we'll work out the answer together. So in this particular case, I have an equation that I need to solve. Okay, this time though I've got the unknown on the bottom. I need to get it off the bottom of the fraction, out of the denominator, and into a numerator. So the best way to do that is to multiply both sides of the fraction by h. Okay, so these two are going to cancel on this side, and the h is going to end up over here. Put a times in even though I don't need it. And now I've got to get h isolated on its own. There's a multiplication here, so I'm going to divide both sides by 0.540. So I get h equals 5.29 divided by 0.540. So I've got to the same result, but this is the logic. Okay, I'm rearranging the equation and making h the subject. So if I work out what that value is, 5.29 divided by 0.54, I don't really need the 0, and I get this number, h equals 9, and again I'm going to go to one decimal place, 9.8 is my value for h in this question. So this side has to be 9.8 long.